the sexual harassment training video.
I closed it.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you.
No, it's amazing. Must have been a cunning stunt you pulled, or was it a stunning... What?
You're disgusting.
If you work in corporate America, you've probably been subjected to one of these.
We all have fun together, huh?
But do sexual harassment training videos actually prevent sexual harassment? Well, apparently not. In fact, many were made with a different goal. Elizabeth Tippett has been studying this since 2013. She says the earliest videos did a better job at aiming to prevent harassment.
The earliest trainings presented harassment within the larger context of women suffering discrimination in the workplace and being subordinated in the workplace. And so you would see them sort of explaining the impact that harassment had on victims.
This excerpt is from a 1981 training video.
And passed civil service tests and everything. And I come in with my little suit on and I'm sitting down and here this bozo, puts his hands on me from nowhere.
That video focused on how harassment impacted an employee. But over time, the focus of training began to shift away from the victim and toward examples of the law, pointing out precisely what not to do to avoid breaking the rules.
Sexual references or gestures.
And they all started looking the same.
Employers want to purchase a recognizable genre so that if they ever get in trouble for harassment, they could say, look, we did this thing that everybody can recognize as a harassment training, regardless of whether or not it's effective.
Tippett says the aim was to cover a company's liability rather than prevent harassment in the first place. The result was videos that were overly complicated and boring.
What department do you think?
The body department.
Some people around here need to grow up.
They're presenting this sort of low-level conduct that, as a legal matter, would not be harassment unless it was just happening all the time, inescapable. And so they send this message of, well, everything is prohibited.
The ironic part is that presenting social activity as a potential minefield could lead to women being excluded more, according to Tippett.
If you portray interactions between men and women as fraught with peril, without explaining the importance of inclusion and providing informal opportunities for advancement, like networking, like business lunches, you risk creating more discrimination.
What Tippett's getting at is the failure of these training materials to address the real goal, to create an equal workplace free of harassment. So can companies get sexual harassment training right? Tippett says they can, and in some instances already do. Take this video.
Take care of this one.
Hey girls, so we need to prep for this upcoming trade show. So unless the plan here is to stop traffic with thigh-high boots and halter tops, we're gonna need strong messaging and strong branding.
Instead of listing do's and don'ts, it shows how discrimination can play out in the workplace.
The comments about the boots, so many of these harassing comments suggest that the man thinks about women differently than men and that taints their decision-making about who to promote or who to retain.